And we're live. Hey, everybody, which means cardboard head guy, who's always the first guy here. How you doing? Jason, Alex, how you guys doing?
Good. Great.
Good.
Let's hit that. How are you, Rob?
I am well. Happy to be back.
Oh yeah, I guess it has been a full 2 weeks for you. Plus, we didn't even know if you're going to make it today, huh?
Wow, man, we had no internet for 17 hours.
Ooh, it's like the Bronze Age over there.
Well, no shit, right? I mean, I still could do stuff on my phone, but today just so happened to be a work from home kind of day. There's only so much you can do on your phone,
Yeah.
So it was kind of a frustrating day, but I guess some jackass decided to cut the main fiber trunk that comes into our neighborhood.
Wow.
So happened at 2:00 this morning, and our internet provider sends out a bulletin this morning at like 7:00 going, we're in the middle of the repair. It'll be 4 hours, maybe as much as 12. Well, they sent that out like when we're still sleeping in the morning, and it took 17 hours for them to fix it. So it was a frustrating day.
How far are you? Like, if you wanted / could you just go to the office? Like, are you close enough to do that? Or, yeah,
45 minutes.
Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like down your street, fine, but
right. Yeah, no, it's 45 minutes, and I didn't really feel like driving all the way there just to do stuff. So when I could get,
I don't want to drive. Why would I drive to work to go work?
Right? What kind of art? Speaking of Bronze Age, like what an archaic concept. Who drives to work to do work? So instead, I did work and listen to records while working. So
that's I mean,
that's pretty good.
That's the work from home life right there. That's perfect.
Absolutely. So I'm on the road tomorrow though. So yeah.
What kind of commute do you have to suffer through, Rob? Like, do you have like a lot of time to listen to podcasts and music and stuff like that in the car? Or?
Speaking of podcasts, everyone should check out today's installment of the Vinyl Community Podcast, hosted by yours truly, with special guest Racer Joe.
Oh, nice!
Oh, nice.
Where we talked about box sets and whether they're a necessity or a frivolity.
Ooh.
So,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a set commute to answer your question. I'm not at the office very often because I'm the sales manager, so I'm rarely in the office, most of the time on the road at customers. So when I do go to the office, it's to do 2 or 3 things and grab some stuff and then get to a customer. So it really depends. I could be 3 hours that way. I could be 3 hours that way. Yesterday, I was a half an hour north. It just really depends where the wind takes me. So.
As the sales manager, do you just the times that you go into the office, do you just scream at the plebs who work for you?
Well, we have this really dysfunctional company.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, I've read this book once.
Oh, my God. I mean, I've been in this industry for 24 years, 23 years, and I've been the boss at a few other companies. And never have I encountered one as backwards as this company is. I'm the sales manager, and I have zero authority over anything. The way that it normally works, if the sales manager says to the order desk, make this thing happen, that's generally what happens. Oh, no, not in our company. Oh, no. I got to jump through fucking flaming hoops to get anything done, and, I'll submit pricing, and they're like, wow. Are you sure? I'm like, the fucking sales manager signed my fucking name to it. Like, let's go. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. So no, I don't scream at anybody because that's not my stuff. I would like to scream at them, but
sure.
I don't because they still get the orders out the door and do all that other shit. But I generally what I do is I go in and smash my head against a concrete wall. So.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you before we got into the sauce here, Jason.
Here's Sam. Holy crap!
Don't believe it. I don't.
Oh my God! It's only 5 after. Here he is.
I know.
What happened, Sam?
I know. Just taking care of business, as it were.
Little TCB over there.
Little TCB, baby.
I think we need to kick Sam out for about 3 more minutes because we're used to chit chatting before Sam gets here. But now that Sam's here, we got to get down to business.
You know, chit chat all you want, but one day you'll rue the day when I have my own life.
Speaking of getting down to business, that's my that's going to be Sam's first record he shows is the Mulan soundtrack.
It's Let's Get Down to Business, but that's close enough.
You would know.
Yeah, that was a bop. True to Your Heart, 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder. You kidding?
Oh boy.
Well, anyway, how's everybody doing? Cheers.
Yeah, if you're interested, I was telling Jason that I watched his video on my TV, so I didn't get a chance to leave a generic and supportive comment.
Same
But
for me.
I will still do that, Jason, of course, for you.
Thank you.
But I really like when you do that type of stuff, sir. I just want to let you know I thoroughly enjoyed that video, and you're killing it out there, man.
Did you just do another video, like 2 in the space of a couple of weeks?
I did. Yep.
Holy! Well, I've had no internet, so I apologize. The world could have ended, and I wouldn't know. So,
yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'll watch it, and I will also leave a generic comment that will say something like, "Hey, man, great video."
Nice job, pal.
Hey, I like the Beatles too. Yeah.
You should just put that on every video of one of us. Just that should be our generic remark on each other's videos every time.
Jason, for your 1 year in the VC contest, you should do the top 100 songs that make you cry. And because you didn't say it in the video, but you were about to say it with the old "We've Got Tonight."
It's brutal.
And you're just like, oh man, what a emotional, emotive song. Oh God damn it.
Thanks, Trevor. I'm glad someone liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, my mechanic who retired 30 years ago liked it too. I don't know, working class.
Man.
Well, Wednesday night.
Wow.
No, I see Alex is rocking the merch there. That
I gotta sell more T-shirts so I can buy fancy peanut butter.
Well, what do the rest of us have to do to get a shirt?
I don't know. Rob, that is the question. Change the topic of the night.
The amount I would have to. You two are both owed a shirt. It's just a matter of whatever I have to pay to ship it there.
Well, probably about $87.
All right. Well, go
I
ahead.
wonder. A
Zell
T-shirt could
that
be
to me.
folded into a small envelope. You could
True.
do it.
I
bet
did
you it'll
just,
cost you $20.
you could
I
even
did
use them
just
to
ship
wrap a
some.
record.
I did just ship some VCLT to Florida today, and that cost me $23. So
Not bad. I was thinking maybe I could
said-
put like a record in the shirt and then I could media mail it. Not that that's a thing up there, but
Mm.
I was surprised when I shipped that thing to Sam there. It was less than 30. It was probably around $23 or so. I was expecting a lot more, so that was a pleasant surprise.
all
It's
you
still
need
ridiculous.
to do, Alex, is take the T-shirt, roll it up into a really tight ball,
I can do that.
rubber band around it, and get a really strong T-shirt cannon, and then drive up to Cleveland and just shoot it across the lake. Let me know. I'll catch it on the other side.
That lake has seen enough. It does not need me checking bad T-shirts over it either, man.
But there were people. They were moving. No, but they were out there.
Yeah. Sam, of course, you'll get your shirt here in a couple weeks when I'm down there. Man, you guys, I would tell Jason, Rob, mark your calendars. I think, all right, Sam, I don't know what you're doing, but either
I don't know where you're
Friday,
going with this.
either Friday the 22nd or Saturday the 23rd, we're going to have to go live. Maybe both nights. Who knows? But we're going live because it's going to be Sam and I touching flesh, thigh to thigh. Just,
Thigh to thigh.
I'll probably
I mean,
be sweating a little bit. It's going to be.
We're gonna have to because it was fun the last time you guys were together. So
that was, yeah, it was,
But then
That was-
Alex wanted to dip out of my apartment early because I didn't have any beer.
well, you better get beer this time, Sam.
I was going to say, no, I'm going to bring my own. I don't trust it because here's what would happen. Sam would be like, "Oh, I got you beer," and I'd get there and there would be like a 6-pack. I'm like, "Yeah, that's good for like, what am I going to drink after noon?" You know,
Yeah, while we have our morning breakfast and catch up on the news. with
yeah,
our-
right. I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna last me until the
Patio
evening.
furniture's on sale.
Yeah, patio furniture.
Alex will be drinking that while
Which,
you
by
guys
the
are still
way,
in
was
bed
for
together.
2.
Sam will roll over for cuddle, and Alex will be drinking a beer.
I'll just say Kasha. Alex,
Whatever
I'll be
takes-
laying in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, whatever takes the pain away.
Good God.
We'll be Alex and I will just be constantly respinning Emotionalism by the Avett Brothers. Just I don't even know else.
Man,
Well, you let us know. I'll make sure Jason. Make sure you're free. Clear off your
I am.
calendar.
I just
If
checked
you're
my
working,
calendar.
phone in sick.
No,
Yeah,
either night I'm available. And
And we'll
see
it's
about-
a great
we'll have
idea.
Say to your
record
boss, I got a YouTube thing.
With your friends, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a record show on the 23rd. That's the Saturday, and
Awesome.
we shall
looking
see.
forward to flipping through some more overpriced stuff, man.
At the
I
Baymont
got a record show that day too. Jason, why don't you fly to my place and we'll go to the record show here that day?
Oh God, I want to make it out there so bad, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, I even have a place to stay. Toronto is easy for me.
There you go.
Just expensive. That's all.
You know,
You can
Jason,
even stay at my
everybody,
place if you wanted. We got a spare room here.
Yes.
everybody has a reason not to do something, Jason.
Oh God, motivational speech time.
But as Dean Martin said, everybody loves somebody sometime.
I think what Alex needs to do is make beer cozies with the beer and vinyl logo on one side and then some of that insightful wisdom on the back.
Oh yes,
a
that's
whole
every
line of
single
like a
one.
whole collection of them. Collect them all.
I would do a beer and vinyl fortune cookie line too.
Ooh, there you go.
We gotta get Steve back on this. Just all the ridiculous swag that we can think of.
I wonder what the fortune cookie market's like. You know,
what is the weirdest stuff that Steve's put out as merch? Does he just do T-shirts, or does he do other kind of weird stuff too?
he's putting on inflatable Sams. I don't know when those are going to go live.
Oof.
He's a big fan of the coasters, the mugs. A beer
Oh.
vinyl mug would be dope.
I had
Yeah.
somebody in my family text me today and say, they said, there's a song about you on YouTube, and, and it wasn't Glenn's. Apparently, there's another one that I haven't watched yet. That was AI
yes.
generated.
It's an AI generated from
And
Rachel.
yeah, I saw Ben Rankin's video on Steve's contest. That was pretty good, but that's the only one that I've seen. Nobody else is biting for that $100.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Mr. Zach in the house.
There he is. Hey, Zach.
Zach,
Hey, Zach.
did Zach reach out to you, Sam? Did you reach out to him?
No, we're not DMing.
No, no, he's off the socials, but I probably was supposed to connect you via email or phone number, because Zach's looking for some music recommendations that are right up that St. John alley, if you will. So I
Give
probably was like, yeah, I'll connect you, and then like 3 weeks passed and I didn't. So
Give him
Might
whatever
have been
you
a
want.
few beers deep at that point.
well, yeah. But
No.
shoot, him and Glenn are in cahoots. They got a video coming out.
Who's
I'm
that?
just kidding. They don't have a video coming out. But Zach and Glenn were emailing back and forth. Zach was trying to get into bluegrass.
Oh, well, I've got some of that.
Oh.
Shoot.
And then he was telling me about newgrass.
And then he wanted to get into the acoustic genre of music with banjos.
Nicely done.
Was it?
I
So
think so.
stupid.
I like it.
Yeah, Rob, aren't you glad that your internet's back?
Well, I gotta go.
Is your brain feeling dumber?
I forgot how much fun this was.
Richard's comment. That's good. Oh shit.
There will be a PBR tall boy in your future. See, that'd be a good fortune in your fortune cookie.
That's not unfortunate.
job, Richard.
That's just a reality.
Yeah.
True.
That's new.
Well, in the interest of getting things started, tonight we decided we are going to talk about guilty musical pleasures. Those things that we love that we're might as well say we're embarrassed to say we own. So, who's going to kick it off?
Okay, I'll go first because I got to put a disclaimer on this.
Good grief.
Oh
All right.
boy!
Yeah, already.
Disclaimer.
Well, not a disclaimer. So I was
Disclaimer: I hardly knew her.
Yeah. Jesus. Nice job.
Somebody
I didn't
had to
know
do it.
I didn't know what to pick. Like, there's a couple albums that I picked that are kind of not embarrassing, but just kind of weird. But I actually reached out, and Alex actually had a really good perspective on this. He had said that he's coming at it from the perspective of maybe records in our collection. How did you phrase that, Alex? It was actually really well said. Records in the collection.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me credit before you were about to just do it.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like, I think, we're all kind of talking about the same thing. Maybe not necessarily things that we're embarrassed about or, guilty pleasures. Like, people like what they like, it's like, you should have pride in that. But maybe the music that other people would be surprised that you have or that you like, right? Like something that people are like, really? Like,
so I came at it
into
from
that
perspective. Yes. So here's Pearl Jam. No. All right. So I'll preface this with referencing, I believe it was, I think it was a Concert Buddy Surface Noise or a live or a pod or something like that. They were talking about.
Speaking of the pod,
Yeah,
everyone should check out this week's episode. Sam and I are going to do one if our schedules can coordinate.
So anyone that knows me and knows my taste in music, they're just like, oh, Jay, there's classic rock and Pearl Jam. That's all he knows and likes. It's not really true, but those
That's
are
what they say.
Those are the hallmarks of my collection for sure. However, you try to dip your toes into new things, and the genre I try to dip my toes into, and I'm still doing it, and I know how to do it more accurately now, and I'm more focused, and that's jazz. And
See,
so,
this isn't a musical play. This is a bullshit answer, but okay. You take it too seriously. You just suck the fun right out of this. God,
I don't have anything I'm embarrassed about.
Lord.
Well, you should try harder.
Well, I got something here, but a genre of music that I don't know shit about that I started to get into, that I'm not struggling to get into. I know how to get into it now. But what the interesting thing was on the pod, I think a guy had mentioned that a very common avenue to get into that genre is going from rock to funk to soul, or rock, soul, funk, and then you find yourself in the jazz. So I bought like 3 or 4 of the classic albums, and then I watched Bob Bradley's channel one time. I remember this a couple of years ago. Love that channel. Man. Yeah, he's awesome. And he was spinning an album in the background, or he showed a clip or something like that, or whatever it was. And I immediately went and just streamed it. 5 seconds in, I'm like, I'm sold. I love it. And that was Brother Jack McDuff.
Yeah.
Rapping. Yeah. So what I'm finding out about the genre that, does not seem to fit with me and who I am, but I'm trying to get in there, is that I'll probably go towards the realm of anything with an organ, funk-based jazz is where I end up landing on this. 3S.
Thank you, Richard. I'm glad someone is. Jason's like the kiss up that's like, hey teacher, I'll do extra homework. Fuck that, Jason. That answer's bull. I'm not even gonna make you full screen when you show that. That answer sucks.
Well, dang.
Okay, but do we know Richard and Sam? Sam, I know you're an Osmonds fan. Do you know the song?
I collect crap. What can I say?
Oh, that reminds me of an album I gotta pull.
I loved your answer, Jason. I want to learn more.
So the great thing, I don't even know if Richard's got 3 albums by the Osmonds, but the point is, for the people with the Osmonds, is the big hit was when the Osmonds went metal with Crazy Horses.
Yep.
And it is like the most absurd, amazing non-Osmonds like hard rock tune ever. And it freaking smacks. So
you have it?
I just want to put that out there for the Osmonds.
Do you have it, Alex?
Serious?
No, I don't know. Seriously, Jason, look it up when we're done here. Look at Crazy Horses by the Osmonds. It's insane.
Oh, that is a good song.
Yeah, it's a great song. I mean, it's got, oh my gosh.
That's not what you would expect from the Osmonds.
Crazy Horses. Oh my God.
That's a fucking amazing song.
Oh man.
Nothing
Who's
says,
next? Sam's up.
I'll say nothing says metal like Utah, That's what they say. Well, here's I'm gonna put my lipstick on Rob here for this one.
Pardon me? Save it for Alex when he gets down there.
This is somebody kind of joked about soundtracks, and sometimes soundtracks can be, I don't have a lot, and I love when people say, like, I've seen contests many times on YouTube, like, oh, show 5, soundtracks. And they're like, here's Yellow Submarine, here's Rattle and Hum. It's like, okay, all right, whatever. This is a soundtrack for a cartoon movie.
Now we're talking.
I bet you Rob has this album. If you don't, you should. That's the soundtrack to Spirit.
You know I got it, man.
I know you got it. About half of it's Bryan Adams.
Looks like a damn Poco record.
It's a Poco or a Napoleon Dynamite T-shirt. No, it's I don't remember much about the movie. I couldn't really tell you the story. I know it's about a horse named Spirit, and there you go. Oh, you've got a different cover. Look at that.
Very.
I'm a Bryan Adams completist, so I got it.
It's got, and Hans Zimmer does the original tunes. Built the score. But Here I Am is a killer song. And actually, so is the song Sound the Bugle. That's a sad song.
I actually didn't like any of the Bryan Adams songs on here. I thought they were pretty lackluster.
Well, you've also got Don't Let Go with Sarah McLachlan, one of your fellow Canucks. But I don't know, Rob, when you saw Bryan Adams, if he was doing Here I Am. But I saw him, both of the acoustic shows that I saw, he did the lead-off song, like the theme of the movie. But this is a really good, the instrumental stuff, I'm like, I'm not big on soundtrack music. I have it because it's Bryan Adams. It's got some good stuff on here. Like I said, Here I Am. Get Off My Back is kind of a rockier Bryan Adams tune. It's from 2002, believe it or not. It's amazing it's that old. So
how many times have you seen the movie?
Maybe once.
I sadly was okay. I've probably seen it 15 times because
you have a child.
I have a child.
He's in love with the horse.
When my son was like 5, it's a horse movie. And as 5-year-olds are apt to do, it was on every day for like 2 weeks. And I'm just, yeah.
But again, with the disclaimer, all the stuff that I'm going to show, with the exception of one, I'm happy that I have it, and I'm, honored. Like, I'll listen to it. It's not like it's like hidden in the archives.
He's honored. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Check your privilege.
But I just spun this for the first time in a long time, like back in November, and it really is pretty good. So there you go, Jason.
Wow.
Listen to that after the Osmonds.
That's better, Sam.
Awesome.
All right, Alex.
All right, it's me. Well, I will say this again. I don't want to disappoint Rob. That's the ultimate thing I don't want to do is just disappoint.
Oh, you couldn't
Rob.
care less.
But okay, sir. See me after class. I have no shame in anything. But obviously, there are some moments. Me. I'm like, he's a prog guy. He's a hard rock and heavy metal guy. All this type of stuff. But there's some stuff that you're like, wait, what? Really? Alex is into that? And this one goes out to actually my brother, who hopefully he's still out there watching, because this is the only record I have from this guy. Truthfully, it's the only record I want from this guy. And I had posted a video. One of my first videos that I did on my channel was like 5 underrated and underappreciated live albums that people like should own or care about. And he was like, yeah, you forgot this one. I was like, damn it, sir, you are correct. I totally forgot about that one. The long-winded intro is, I freaking love this album so much, and that is Hot August Night from Neil.
I have that one too. It's great.
This is, first of all, we need to have a moment for whatever's going on in this.
I can smell that cover.
It looks like he's holding kielbasa or something.
Look at that bulge, Rob. All right, but the point is, sorry.
He was a history major. He knows all about the Battle of the Bulge.
That's right, I do.
Yeah, will you tell you where it took place?
It's a battle I fight every day.
South of the border.
There's that, yeah.
But here we go. I mean, this is a kick-ass live record. Like Neil, I mean, when he was playing live, he could rock, right? Like I know he was like this schmaltzy, I think for a lot of like the vinyl people, almost more known for his songwriting, right? It was one of those things of like, oh yes, like Red Wine, the Neil Diamond song, it's like, or I'm a Believer, the Neil Diamond, like all that different kind of stuff, right? So
I like to call him Neil fucking Diamond because he's fucking awesome.
I would agree, man.
And you know what? I saw him in concert, and he was like 70 years old, and he was phenomenal. I would go. I mean, I wish he was still performing. I'd go back and see him again. He was amazing.
For sure. And I just want to give a special shout out here to side or to this is the double to disc 2, man, because on side 3 you start, first couple sides, a lot of good stuff, whatever. Yeah, now we're talking Zach, but you got and here's the thing: my brother and I, we actually grew up with my grandmother playing Neil Diamond greatest hits on cassette in her car all the time growing up. Like, what I hear these songs and I just go back to being in like that car or whatever. But Play Me, Song Sung Blue, Cracklin' Rosie, all fire, right? But then you got side 4, Holly Holy, banger. I Am, I Said, Smoker, right?
Yeah.
Suleiman into Brother Loves Traveling Salvation Show. Absolute slap show. I mean, there are still times I've been sitting there. I mean, oh my gosh. We used to say, I forget the line in Brother Loves Traveling Salvation Show about like bring all your ladies or something, but we used to say something about like bring your raviolis. Like we were like 6, like in trying to sing these damn songs. And I still, this 2 on this thing is absolute a slap show. It is the best. So yeah, that's my number 1. That's my first pick.
That's awesome. I grew up with parents that had a really garbage record collection, but they had a few Neil Diamond. They got spun a fair bit. I'm surprised I don't have them. They sent a few records my way and they weren't in the pile. But all those songs, man, that was what I spun was Neil Diamond, George Carlin comedy records, and just a bunch of weird random like, K-Tel type records they had that had some good songs. But Neil Diamond is the shit. And I can't believe I don't own anything by him.
Cracklin' Rosie, you're a store-bought
Woman.
woman.
You make me
sing like a guitar humming.
Oh, keep it going, man.
Hang on to me, and the song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, my baby.
I love
Man, I just,
it's so
Zach,
good.
you feeling it? I'm getting one.
You better stop singing. That was so good. I might get a copyright strike.
On the overture intro. I love it.
The cover of this live stream could have been us reenacting that album cover after all that.
Yeah.
That's the After Dark.
All right.
Man.
I'm up. There will not be any Taylor this evening, folks, because I'm not embarrassed about that.
Taylor Hicks.
Wholeheartedly, unabashedly love Taylor, so that is not a guilty musical pleasure. That's just something I freaking love.
Mm.
But since we're talking guilty musical pleasures, I'm going to start this off with a bang. Not one, but 2 Spice Girl records.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, for context.
Whoa.
Oh,
No, I spun this today. I'm like, fuck yeah, I haven't listened to Spice Girls in a while. Stop. My favorite song. Love it. When the Spice Girls hit back in 94, 5 or whatever,
yeah,
that was a horny
What was Spice World?
95, 95, 96,
the
97.
first album was
Would have been 96.
96
97.
for the first album. So
And
96.
I remember seeing Spice World, the movie, like the
That would have been
96, 7, something like that.
probably like 98.
Yeah.
Anyway, they hit big when I was like 16. A horny 16-year-old, as most 16-year-old young men are apt to be. So it's not a stretch to understand why a 16-year-old might be attracted to these young women. And surprisingly, the first time I saw them, like I've never seen them in person. I really wish, but first time I ever heard a Spice Girls song. I'm a big Formula One fan, and they were doing the launch for McLaren's car that year. So when McLaren had their launch party, they came out and did a song, and I'm like, dang, like I got to figure out what this shit is. And I've been a big fan ever since. Is it good music? Absolutely not. Is it fun pop music?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
It's great.
yeah,
It's great.
love
You
it.
know
I mean,
the F1,
Go ahead, Jason.
yeah, you know the F1 connection now with them, right, Rob?
Yeah, Jerry's married to Christian Horner from Red Bull.
Yeah,
I fucking
Okay,
hate Red Bull.
Jerry was
because
Ginger
I'm
Spice,
an-
right?
Yeah,
me too.
I'm an Aston Martin fan, but whatever.
Okay, so Rob, who's your? Everybody had their favorite. Who is your?
Ooh, I had a thing for Emma, baby, but if I had to say now, it's Jerry. So
I'll choose Victoria.
I was
she needs
always
to eat
in.
something.
I was always in the minority because I was a Ginger Spice gal, and people were like, "Really?" And I was like, "I don't know."
She's my favorite now. She's so classy.
I guess when I was 7, I had a thing for redheads. What can I say?
They have their later day member Ice Spice as well.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Get out of here, Sam. We're going to boot you out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Mute him. Strike.
Dang.
Good choice, Rob.
No shame on the Spice. I actually saw them live on purpose. I wanted to.
Trevor. That's funny.
If you ever make it down, your brother saying if I ever make it down to Austin for the F1, I would love to go to Austin to see the Grand Prix. I've only been to the
that'd be
Grand Prix in
wicked.
Montreal. So.
Oh, you did, eh?
Oh yeah, that was
What year
bucket
was
list
that?
for me. I saw the Canadian Grand Prix in 2012, and I had seats all weekend, practice, qualifying, and the race, 10 rows up from the start finish line. It was incredible.
Oh, that's
Stop
cool.
right
Yeah.
now. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, that's Club 7.
Ooh, was that
Holy
a Never
shit.
Had a Dream Come True?
I can't remember. They're touring again, but not as S Club 7. They're just called S Club because I guess a couple people dropped out of the band. So they're now called Old Spice. Yeah,
think they did.
whatever.
I think
They
S
could
Club
sing
7 was
some-
the Never Had a Dream Come True till the day that I found you.
I don't want to copyright strike, Alex. Stop
Yeah,
singing. so
sorry,
good.
that's two. That's two.
That's the Frankie Valley version.
That's too good, man. Holy moly. All right, Jason's going to come with another bullshit.
Jason, show us a Beatles record.
Yes. I don't know about you guys, but I really like country rock.
Here's some Allman Brothers.
That is exactly what I was about to pick up. Now I got to slightly vary that.
His Patsy Cline records. Oh my gosh.
That was in the pile, but I was going to pull Kenny Rogers out.
Oh,
I don't know.
the chicken guy?
Rogers, yeah,
Kenny?
that's kind of half the reason, but yes, Kenny Rogers. I don't know shit, but when I was growing up, but like Kenny Rogers was a big deal. Rob would remember this. Like in the 80s, Kenny was like the man, right?
Makes
He
me
had
happy.
We had those like islands in the streams and whatever that other
exactly,
fucking one
and all
was.
that kind of stuff. I picked this album up for one reason only. It's obviously like a best of 10 Years of Gold. And anyone in the comments might know the reason why, but the song just dropped in.
To see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah. Why do I like that song? I like that song, and I know that song because of the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Incidentally, the version on this is different than the version in the movie, and the version on this, I think, smokes it. It's got like psychedelic vibes towards the end that are friggin' amazing. Like that is an awesome song. And the rest of the tracks on this, like I didn't know any of these. Let's see here. No, I basically didn't know anything about Kenny Rogers. I grabbed the album for that reason. Turns out I friggin' love Kenny Rogers, and everything on this album, I'll put it on and I'll listen to it all day, every day. Well, not every day, but I'll listen to it the full way through, not skipping anything. But I bought it for just dropped in. Turns out I was surprised that I actually liked Kenny Rogers. Growing up in the 80s, you know what? He was everywhere. Him and Dolly were like the team to beat, right? And so anyway, that's my kind of guilty pleasure, I guess. I would not have ever thought I'd own anything by Kenny Rogers. That's where we are.
Well,
Beninsky says his biggest guilty musical pleasure is Culture Club's Colored by Numbers. I'm pretty sure my wife has that upstairs.
yeah, is that the? I'm assuming that version then is the one by the first edition on that record, which was his album. I mean, his band before he was Kenny.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, Kenny's killer. He's good stuff. Both faces of Kenny Rogers too are good. But he had, pre-plastic, post-plastic, if you know what I mean.
Do I?
Let's see. Okay, this one's for Alex. And again, not ashamed of this. Actually, it's technically not my record. I kind of took it.
It's not mine.
This actually belongs to my mom. It was hers when she was a teenager. And I have it here because I have the record player. And so when she comes over, I can play it for her. But
Own it, Sam. Don't make excuses. Just own it.
I'll
I
definitely
listened to this. I listened to it this morning.
Actually, Alex and I might listen to this when he comes down.
Perfect.
Oh, Let's go.
This is the
Oh.
original Muppet Show record. There were 2 or 3 that were made in the 70s. I mean, obviously you have, like the funny stuff on here. We don't have our song, Alex. Oh, yes, we do. It's the end of side A is the song Halfway Up the Stairs, halfway down the stairs by Robin the Frog.
Robin the Frog. It's a nephew.
But I mean, you've got them doing stuff like Tenderly, which is an old ballad. I mean, a lot of these are like public domain songs that they do in the Muppet style. You have Lydia the Tattoo Lady, which Groucho Marx did, and Duck Soup. Yeah, Richard, check it out. But I mean, and it's just it closes with Being Green, Kermit the Frog song. But I love the Muppets. I think they're hilarious. They're not just for kids. I mean, they crack me up. I know. I know Alex is a big fan. I grew up with the Muppets, and Sesame Street, all that stuff.
Alex reminds me of one of the old guys up in the balcony, except drunk.
Stafford and Waldorf.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
Let's please use names here.
Well, I know what their names are. I just didn't know if the Walnut Gallery knew who I'd be talking about. So.
Hey, Rob, did you get your food to go?
Nope.
Because it's walking out.
Well,
Hey, Sam singing's not half bad.
Not half
It's
good
all
either.
bad.
No. But yeah, Muppet Show. I love it. I love the cover. It's great. I love having this in my collection. Some people might say, "What do you have with the Muppets for?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, well, you've never heard Halfway Down the Stairs, the saddest song ever written, even though it's not about really anything. But Jason, we all know you want to cry tonight, so you should listen to that.
Yes.
So yeah, the Muppets. Listen to it.
All right, I got a couple different pulled a lot, you know me. Different
what we
ways
heard.
we can go here. Let's see. Okay, I'll throw this one just because it's here. I mean, yeah, we'll call it guilty pleasure because I think that this band over the years has sort of become the butt of a lot of jokes. No, I'm not talking about like Nickelback or anything.
Oh,
like
damn.
that. Although I have great respect and appreciation for those guys, but this is a band from the '80s who sort of was like the complete representation of hair metal and like the LA glam scene and all the makeup and all the teased hair and just all of the nonsense in so many ways. And they're a band that is so easy to hate, and I totally get people who do. And I've tried to hate them a lot, but I really like them. And I'm talking about Poison.
I knew you were going to say Poison.
Oh,
I freaking love Poison. And I remember listening to this record a ton in high school. And I was looking at like the track list before here. Open up and say which I guess is like their second. Really bummed that I have the censored cover. You know me, I don't like censored covers, man. But you had like the big hit, obviously. Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and then also Nothing But a Good Time was on here. Great party song, Their version of Your Mama Don't Dance, Dad Don't Rock and Roll, which is a Loggins Messina tune, I think, right? Yep. But then you got some deeper cuts on here. One of my favorites, Fallen Angel, man. I love Fallen Angel. Great stuff. Love on the Rocks is amazing. Back to the Rockin' Horse. You can look, but you can't touch. Got the best things in life ain't free. No. It's just I don't know. I've tried a long time to hate these people. I got a chance to see them back in 2008-ish. And they were opened. Who opened for them? Oh, opening for them was Rat.
Wow.
So it was a full time.
Was the original lead singer with them at that point?
With Rat?
With Rat, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Stephen Pearcy was there singing with him because he's not there anymore. He's off doing his own solo thing. But yeah, Stephen Pearcy was great. I mean, they pretty much was fairly ish original for the rest of them. But yeah, I've tried for a long time to hate these guys, but they just it's just good party, happy music, man. And you know what? I'll tell you, Ricky Rocket, kind of hot.
Didn't see that coming.
Kinda hot. So,
I met him in a club. Don't know.
that's a good joke. I will say, to some of these comments here, Steel Panther
Steel Panther.
is one of the greatest bands out. Steel Panther is so good. They do it all so perfectly. So good. I've not seen them live, but that's like a bucket list thing. They are so good at what they do, and I love it.
Well,
I'm grabbing one record here.
Oh,
Do it.
Okay.
What do you got?
Okay. So Dan's comment has inspired me to muster up the courage to show this record. Take a guess where I'm going, Alex.
I can take a guess.
Oh, but I might take a left turn and I
Oh,
might
boy.
do this and I might do this.
What record is that, Rob?
I was
Born
born free.
Look at that picture.
Thank you, Rob.
I've been immersed in Detroit artists all week.
That song was all over the radio, like in 2009 or 10, whenever that
Right.
album came out.
Kid Rock is not from Detroit. Let's get it.
So, I mean, we have a long-standing joke about the greatest prog album of all time, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
But that was low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
No, I do not own Kid Rock's entire discography. No, I am not a Kid Rock fan. I think Kid Rock is a fucking douchebag for a whole bunch of reasons. But he did buy this because when I saw it, it was marked down. And I'm like, I hadn't heard anything off of it. And I'm like, well, this doesn't look like his rap shit. I wonder if it kind of sounds like Picture, which was on the previous album. I'm like, I'll take a flyer on it. And admittedly, it was an interesting record. I mean, it's him trying to do Southern rock.
Mm-hmm.
Notice I said trying to do Southern rock. And I looked at the back and I'm like, well, Sheryl Crow's on here. Bob Seger's on here. So I'm like, could it be that bad?
It's that bad.
But I mean, it was just one of those, well, give it a shot. And
Rob, did you buy his, sorry. did you buy his Rock and Roll Jesus record
no.
from like
Is that the one? That's the one that has like All Summer Long on it, isn't it?
it might be.
That's
yeah.
the Werewolves of London,
Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet
Yeah.
Home Alabama ripoff.
But yeah, some of his tunes, they're just as sweet as a cinnamon babka. Some of them are really salty.
It's soft as a machete.
Man, but I would
yeah,
say
I mean,
that, Rock and Roll Jesus is a great title track. I remember having that CD, and that song banged a little bit. So
I mean, there's admittedly there's a few of his songs that make me laugh my ass off. Not that they're meant to be comedy songs, but anyway, that I have it. It sits around in the collection. I'm not one normally to get rid of records.
No.
And surprisingly, now that one's actually, I could probably sell that for 3 or 4 times what I paid for it. So it's kind of
rock
sitting
my
here.
place. You know what I mean?
If whatever Discogs people are looking for it, but it's here. It's not that there's a song or two on it that I like, but it is what it is. There you go. What do we say here? Dan, I manned up large. This is all about, since Jason's pussying out and being serious, I've got to compensate. So Bob Ritchie from the Mean Streets of Romeo, Michigan. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's always one of the ongoing jokes with. I mean, you take someone like an artist like Eminem, who literally grew up like in the drug. But
wasn't Kids Rock's dad didn't he own like a Cadillac dealership or something?
Yeah,
he's far from
Kid Rock
poor.
grew up on like a lake, like
Right.
in the way out there, like rich as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had some money. So I didn't watch Mama's Family.
His family.
Vicki Lawrence? No. But we might show some Vicki Lawrence records.
Yeah, Kid Rock portrays himself as coming from hard scrap. Oh, there you go. I didn't even see that comment
Okay.
when I made my. But yeah,
Well, I mean, you co-authored his bio, so I mean, doesn't surprise me that you know that.
he's a
about him.
poser, but he did make the greatest prog album ever. So
Well, I mean, that's inarguable. Correct.
right. So
But now I haven't thought about the song "Born Free" since I was in high school, and now I'm like, it's in my head.
I completely forgot about that song until you showed that record.
yeah.
Or
I don't like,
it was like
I wouldn't say it like I love the album. I don't. It's like I'll listen to it. I suppose it's not something I'm excited about. But if we're talking about embarrassing shit, I had to pull that out. So
what's funny is I remember the first song I downloaded on Napster. Sorry, Lars. Actually, hilarious that it was a Lars thing because the first song I downloaded on Napster,
I hope it was a Metallica song.
better. It was American Badass by Kid Rock, which samples Sad But True by Metallica.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, this is perfect. So yeah.
Nice. All right, round 3. Come on, Jason, come up with some garbage, would you?
Yeah,
I
where's
don't
the hot
have
garbage?
garbage.
You gotta, man. Everyone's got something.
I don't. Because when I collected, I was like, I'm not going to spend money on shit that I don't want. I was smart out of the gate. Now, what I do have is an album again that is out of the ordinary and kind of weird, but holy shit, the vocals are just incredible. It's a beat up old copy of Tennessee Ernie Ford, country hits, Feeling Blue.
That works.
All right, that works.
This, like, I am not a crooner guy. Like, if you ask me about Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, like, you know, those classic male vocalists, I don't
Bob
know
Dylan.
Jack. I don't know Jack about them. I just don't. And that's, you know, a poor reflection on me. I'm not judging those guys. I just don't know anything about them, and I have no interest. I grabbed this because when I bought a huge collection, I knew that Acoustic Sounds, Analog Productions had reissued this. So I thought, well, I'll keep it, see what it sounds like. What's all the fuss about? Oh my God, this is incredible. I wish I had a cleaner copy because it's pretty crackly, but it is incredible. Like, just like Muddy Waters Folk Singer, for those that are aware of how great that sounds, this is the same vein. This is 3 guys in a room. You can hear everything. Unfortunately, a lot of crackles and static or whatever, but just a friggin' masterpiece of an album. Well, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, whatever. It's awesome. It's out of my wheelhouse. I don't know shit about country. What I do like about country is outlaw country and like really old school classic country like this. And thanks, Dan. Yeah, it was a massive surprise. When anyone sees this in my collection, they're probably like, what the hell is this? Like, why are you pretending to like this? I'm not pretending. I actually really do like this stuff. Like, this is really cool. Very calm, soothing, and country crooner like, I guess.
What do you what are some tracks on there, Jason?
Tell Me One More Time, No Letter Today, Born to Lose. That's freaking awesome. Don't Rob Another Man's Castle. There'll Be No Teardrops Tonight. Like, this is a tearjerker of an album, right? I Don't Hurt Anymore, Worried Mind, No One Will Ever Know, Funny How Time Slips Away.
Willie Nelson.
Yep. Sweet Dreams, Tears on My Pillow, May You Never Be Alone. Like, these are like amazing songs.
And
It makes, like, when I see other Tennessee Ernie Ford stuff out there, I always look and I'm like, if I can appreciate that it's just him and like a band like that, like just 2 or 3 other people, I'll pick it up. But I haven't found anything in decent enough shape yet to bring home.
Jason, if you ever come down to Virginia, you know, the day that you do come to Virginia, Ernie Ford was born. He was born in Bristol, Tennessee, so he was right on. It's just right where Virginia and Tennessee border. There's a street. It's called State Street that's split down the middle of Virginia and Tennessee. And there's a museum there called the Birthplace of Country Music. A museum. It talks about, you know, the early Bristol session country recordings that had like the Carter family and Jimmy Rogers and people like that. And it's an affiliate of the Smithsonian. But there's a lot of Ernie Ford stuff there, just because it's his hometown. So I mean, he was born right on the Virginia line.
Dan, that's an awesome comment. I love that.
And I think his big album, like his second album, was one called Hymns. It was a gospel album.
Yeah,
there's
tons
church,
of gospel stuff with him.
the church on the background. I know there's an association with that church and one of my uncles who has like it was some of his relatives' church, and like it was like after church one day, like Ernie Ford showed up to take the picture or whatever. So like there's some sort of association with that with somebody I know. But yeah, Dan, I Love Lucy. He talks in a completely different voice than he actually spoke with on I Love Lucy. He was Cousin Ernie on that show. But anyway.
All right, Sam, what you got for us?
It's me. Let's see. Where do I go? I've shown. Let me just keep it. Let me just keep it in the childhood vein because I've knocked out Spirit. I've knocked out the Muppets. And I guess Alex might appreciate this. I don't know if Alex ever watched this as a youth. But this came out a couple of years ago, and I've been craving this record like a calzone. Just juicy and greasy and saucy. I've really been wanting this record to come out, and it came out last year. Well, it came out in 2020, but it was reissued, I guess. And that is it's a bunch of music from the show Hey Arnold, which is
oh wow,
the background music of Hey Arnold is like this like smooth like cocktail jazz, like it's adult jazz like in the background of the show. And I mean you can see it's one disc, but look at all the songs that are on it because like it's like little like 45-second snippets of the show. There's some like dialogue, really cool, a really cool vinyl splatter on there. But some of the songs that are on here are it's great early morning, like seriously, it's early morning listen. Rob, I'm talking. There's actually one song on here by Randy Travis, who is a voice on the show. Are we done, children?
I will say, Sam, for the longest time, I thought Randy Travis and Travis Tritt were the same person.
I know.
Dang.
You're so not alone there.
Wow. That's
pretty funny.
Yeah.
I never thought anyone would ever say that.
That was a stupid connection.
I know.
But
damn you, Jason.
Yeah. Oh God.
Wow. Anyway.
Hey Arnold.
Yes, sir. Again, it was a show on Nickelodeon, cartoon show. And actually what's cool is like the artwork was by the original guy that did Hey Arnold. He made new artwork for the record. So Craig Bartlett is his name. So really good stuff. It's nostalgic, right, Rob?
Yes. I'm sorry. Jason is making me laugh here. I apologize.
Yeah, he does that.
I know.
So anyway, there's my pleasure that I'm not guilty of, but
Wow.
All right, what are we saying here? We're talking about Mountain Dew and crushing cans. Let's see here. There's a lot of old, weird, and fun Moog synth albums from way back. Lee Greenwood Christmas album or any Christmas album. Well, Sam's probably got a boatload of Christmas
I was
albums.
going to pull some Christmas albums, but I was like, that's too easy for me.
Yeah.
How many Christmas albums do you have, do you think?
I mean, I've got them in a separate stand over here of
Holy moly.
35 or so.
Do you listen to them outside of the Christmas season?
Certain ones, yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If you got 35, you'd have to listen to like kind of like one a day.
Well, to be fair, I'll start like November 1st.
Holy
And he listens
moly.
to like 16 a day
I do, yeah. I'm done in 2 days, and then I'll go back
through January. So, I mean, his Christmas season's like 3 months
I do
long.
listen about midway through January. And then whenever I take the tree down, I'll listen that day too.
When do you take the tree down, Sam?
This year, it was like the
Yesterday.
13th or 14th of January.
I thought you were going to say February.
My grandparents we just took theirs down last weekend. They always keep it up through the Super Bowl. Well, actually, it was 2 weekends ago, but they always keep it up for the Super Bowl. That's like their tradition. Yeah.
Wow. Mine's up for as little time as possible.
Wow, what a happy man.
I'm very happy, man. All right, Alex. Dazzle.
All right, we're gonna.
Dazzle us.
I will say, Rob, get ready to be mad, bro.
All right, man.
This is purely falling into what Alex is into. That I had no idea. So not guilty at all. Like I freaking love these guys. I'm sorry.
All right. It's all right.
No guilt, no embarrassment, just so completely outside of probably everything in this chat and the people on the stream, all that kind of stuff. But you would probably not associate old Alex at Beer and Vinyl with hip hop. But I, for whatever reason, maybe because they're from Cleveland, maybe because they have done such a something funny, guys.
Thank you, Carly.
Sam's
Okay.
symbols.
Symbols.
Jesus,
Carly. Sorry,
I'm just going to leave this comment up there.
Yeah, just leave
I
it
can
there.
even, I got to
That's
click
fair.
this little star. I don't know what it does, but she's got a
Make her
star.
an admin. Yeah, give her the wrench.
Give her a wrench.
Give her the wrench.
I don't even know how to do that.
Well, I'll get back to more guilty stuff. Anyway, but maybe because these guys are from Cleveland, but to me, I actually really like old school, like 90s hip hop, like Biggie, Tupac, like that is some stuff I actually really do enjoy. But something about these guys have always stood out to me, and it's like in terms of hip hop, it's the only stuff I own, and I love these guys. Perfect marriage of like hip hop and like R&B. This idea of like we rap but also have very good voices. I am all in on Bone Thugs and Harmony. I freaking love them. This was a Record Store Day reissue from I think 2020, and actually fetches quite a few pounds these days. And this was their EP, Creeping on a Come Up. And then I was looking for this one, E1999 Eternal, forever. And I think it was only like repressed once besides like the original from 95. But Violently Please put this out a couple of months ago. And I was like, click, click, click. I was all in on it. So embarrassed? No. But people I would probably be like, Alex listens to freaking Bone Thugs. Now here's the thing. Yeah, off this record, their huge, major hit was The Crossroads. What a freaking song The Crossroads is. You've probably heard The Crossroads. Jason, it'll probably make you cry. Sam might even like it. I don't know. But I literally, again, like when it comes to hip hop, I'm all in on Bone Thugs. I love these guys. Cleveland, Ohio's own. Sorry, Rob. I'll get back to the more fun stuff. I wanted to squeeze them in while I could.
Apparently, Trevor's bone was huge when he worked at a record store. So good for you, man.
Yeah. Bone was, yeah.
Anybody mentioned Daniel O'Donnell or Christy Lane? I don't know who either of those people are.
I know Daniel O'Donnell.
Yeah, he played Lincoln, right?
Rob, do you remember like the I don't know if it was in the States or not, but like the Rap Tracks series of like cassette tapes and CDs, like Rap Tracks.
Oh yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many they got to. I used to have Rap Tracks 2, and it was like Joy and Pain was on that, and it was all like the classic. Yeah, all the classic early 90s like rap hip hop stuff.
If we're talking 90s rap, Jason and I would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the greatest Canadian rapper that ever lived.
Maestro.
No. Snow, Informer.
Awful. That was embarrassing.
I know.
So awful. Oh,
from the ghetto of Scarborough.
No way.
What a douchebag.
No. There was some great early 90s Canadian hip hop. That's funny.
He was the worst.
That is a genre that I don't know anything of, and I feel kind of bad about it. I just haven't gotten into it yet. I almost ordered that. Did Violently Please do a Tribe Called Quest album or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Low End Theory. Yeah, I mean that stuff's great. Like like that stuff. I'm like Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, Wu-Tang Clan, like Wu-Tang Clan, like all that stuff. I actually. Again, Notorious B.I.G. That stuff, I don't know what it is, why I feel more connected to that than like modern stuff. No, I mean it's one of those. Look, it's one of those things like, let's have like a bunch of like white dudes like sitting around like talking about like overwhelmingly like black culture, right? And like, oh, I don't get it, but like, yeah, it's certainly not something that like. People like us probably connect as much with, but like I have the utmost respect and appreciation for like what it is most of the time. There, like any other genre, there's some trash out there, but
yeah, I still have a burnt. I'm sure it's upstairs, a burnt CD of the Wu-Tang. What was their major album that they had?
21 Chambers.
Must have been that one, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have that upstairs. I think. Yeah. Bert played it in the car all the time.
Yeah.
I have one rap album digitally, and I only have it because I have never seen a human being laugh as hard, as loud, or as long as my, at the time, 6-year-old son did the first time Ice Ice Baby came on. Dad happened to know all the words just because the fucking thing was on Much Music so much. That
Man.
kid laughed so hard he just about pissed himself. So I still have it, and every once in a while I'll put it on just to
I thought you were going to count Cowboy by Kid Rock.
Now I was gonna say I'm gonna tell you, "Devil Without a Cause" has got to be a hip hop record, right? Devil Without a Cause, I'm going platinum.
Any rappers from the Maritimes know they wear kilts.
Oh damn!
Wait a minute. Go back to that Dan comment there. Who is Dan? Are you referring to? Oh my God, Rob, help me out here. Ashley
McIsaac?
McIsaac, is that
He
what
was
it
a
was?
fiddle player.
I know, but did he try to go like a kind of like
I don't
more
think so.
gangster kind of? He had a weird vibe in his
He
later
did,
career.
but it was like sort of like techno fiddle pop, I guess would be the way to describe it.
Oh wow!
Yikes.
You nailed it!
Right?
No fiddle pop.
And he was
shit.
big for like a very short period of time in the 90s. and then-
Devil in the Kitchen. That was the track.
yeah.
Right?
And then I don't know
my
whatever
God.
happened to him after that.
Oh, not a lot. He got in trouble for just like R. Kelly for wanting to pee on people.
Dan goes, that's the guy.
I got it,
It's
Dan.
the guy.
Right on. Yeah.
He
He's
was
the other
actually
Dan's
decent
the king
fiddle
of the
player,
obscure
but
reference,
he
yeah.
disappeared. What's Trevor saying? I actually like the Insane Clown Posse albums. There you go.
Ooh.
Heard of them,
ICP.
never listened to them. Yeah.
I guess it's my turn. So, okay. Do I want to go with the most embarrassing album I have remaining or one that's embarrassing but a decent album?
Yes.
Take
Say
a pick.
no.
Tom.
Okay, let's hear most embarrassing because I want to hear the decent album embarrassing after.
Okay. Here we go. Now, I will preface this by saying I did not purchase this record.
Oh,
I was given a box of records, as people are apt to do. Oh, you like records. I have this box. Would you like it? And they give it to you, and it's 98.5% garbage.
Hmm.
And I was flipping through this, and I said, I have to keep this album because one song that I absolutely freaking love. Ready? Here we go.
Oh my word.
yeah.
I think I love you. What am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of. A love there is no cure for. That song, David Cassidy's friggin' fantastic.
Yes, totally.
Right? So, yes, I own the Partridge Family.
Now, I
album.
do know that some of those early David Cassidy recordings were not really him singing. And then, like, later on, he actually had the voice. So I don't know if that was one of those songs because that was early.
I have no idea. I know nothing but other than I know the song. I maybe have seen the TV show a couple times. Not a fan of the TV show. Not a fan of the Partridge Family. Little bit of trivia. The Partridge Family is inspired by the real life Cowsills.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of the Cowsills.
Obviously, Rob.
Of
Jesus.
course. You know. So, there you go. My most embarrassing in my pile.
Mhm.
Let's see here.
Well,
What do
only
we
to
got
be
here?
taught by old Jay over here.
Yeah.
Dan says, I remember listening at work to Gene Pitney, an old pop crooner, and it looks like he had a rainbow colored jacket on.
Yeah.
Partridge Family had some moments. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I
Yeah,
remember
they were
seeing
bubblegum pop.
I mean,
And
and not to offend Sam, and I don't mean to, but that's kind of that. The TV show is kind of that genre that the Monkees TV
Yeah,
show was, right?
and-
Sort of like the musical comedy.
yeah, they were
You know.
manufactured. I mean, you had Anne Margaret and not Anne Margaret. Shirley Mitchell.
Shirley Jones.
Shirley Jones.
Surely
That's
you
right.
can't be serious.
Yeah. So
I am serious.
yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen more than an episode of the Partridge Family, but gotta love that song. I think I saw
What
the
was
song in a movie, and I'm like, it's a great song. So,
What was the more popular of the two TV shows?
oh, the Monkeys, I think
The
by
Monkees.
far.
Yeah.
And everything sales. The Partridge Family was kind of like the answer to the Brady Bunch. Like that was also like
Yeah.
a competition with the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Jason, is that an old school yellow pencil?
That's a Dixon Ticonderoga.
Holy moly!
I don't have the Ticonderoga here, no, but I have it's an HB number 2, so
It's a Dixon.
it is a Dixon.
So I was right.
You know,
are you people?
you know your office supplies.
What is happening here?
We're talking about number 2 pencils.
Alex, hand me one of those beers, would you?
I could go paint. I could paint behind me. You
Rob
can watch
doesn't
me
drink,
drive.
but he might start with this. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Woo.
Good lord.
Dan keeps asking about Gary Glitter.
I
don't
guess
like
Dan really likes Gary Glitter. Or
that. I don't
Gary
feel
Litter.
comfortable. I don't feel comfortable.
Who the hell's Gary Litter? I know there's a Gary
Na
Glitter.
na 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 na. Ah.
Is that Fozzie sings Gary Glitter?
Hard Day's Night means so much.
Wow.
Gary Glitter was in the Spice Girls movie, wasn't he not? I think he was.
Ooh. Mm.
I think they did him
Not
musical.
really his style, as it were.
Well, I think it was kind of a fairly Richard's guilty pleasures mechanical pencils. I also
Or even like this.
Sam, do you still pretend like
Yeah,
you're
0.5
shooting
or
yourself up with
0.7.
heroin with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta get one of these little numbers like, no, where's the formula? Where's the jewels?
The only thing I have in my pencil jar is a broken
light.
lightsaber. So
Oh man.
Well, that just went sideways, but yeah.
no
All right,
wonder
Jason,
the
you're up.
viewership is way down this evening.
It's not due to the pencils, I'm sure.
If you
Well-
go like this, does it wobble?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Do
You
it.
should try that. You should try that with the pencil too.
Woo! Oh, Sam's got a wobblier pencil.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're-
there's a
Sam,
pill
you're
for
my-
that, Sam.
Sam wins the flaccid competition there. Yeah.
Let's see, I'm looser than cream corn.
Oh boy, let's go to round 4.
Cosmo.
Drawing a line in the sand here. Jason,
Oh,
show
God.
something.
Well, freaking Sam already predicted my other option. So
I'm a walking.
in the moonlight. Yeah. Anyway, Patsy Cline, definitely a nostalgia hit for me. Driving to school, my mother would drive me to school. She would have this exact cassette tape, and this would go in every day, and she wouldn't know how to friggin' change the tape. It would be up to me. It was between this tape, a Connie Francis tape, and of all things, Rob, I think you mentioned this in a video recently, the Soul Asylum. What's their big one? Grave Dancers Union.
Grave Dancers Union.
Because she loved the major hit off that, so she had that. So those 3 tapes were on constant rotation, but this one got the most play. I know every friggin' song on this album. I know all the words to the whole bloody album, and every once in a while I'll put it on. It is not an artist I would seek out anything by, except this album. And I actually have 2 copies of it because the original I have is got a real scratch right on She's Got You, which is another great Jason tearjerker song. There's a lot of them. So Patsy Cline, and I know I've showed this before, that's why I was hesitant to bring it out, but I brought it out anyway. I whipped it out, and Patsy Cline is my guilty pleasure.
And she's some good music that you listen to too.
Yes.
Stupid Sam.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
I feel like I have to because I'm Sam, and this is just I have to show
Sam, I am.
a record, or in this case a CD like this. I've got to show me some Backstreet Boys.
I was hoping, Sam.
Oh
I
yeah,
was waiting.
this is their. Thank you. This is their so-called reunion album. This is their first. They had 2 records where they didn't have Kevin Richardson in the group. He had left to pursue acting and modeling or something. And then he came back, and they were back to their original 5 members. This is a 10-year anniversary that came out last year. This is their album In a World Like This. It's actually it's got some like more folky elements to it, like some more acoustic, like there's some acoustic guitars in it. Well, Dan, I'm sorry, but we're talking Backstreet Boys. He said it's starting to skid. But speaking of the second track's called "Permanent Stain." Speaking of that,
Ooh,
Ugh.
it's about somebody's underpants.
Yeah. Rob, you beat me to it. I was trying to make a laundry joke. Nice
well,
job.
I made the joke, but y'all are just breaking it down. Okay, anyway.
Well, we had to take it a little step further there.
Indeed, if that's what you want to call it.
We
is-
wanted to
to
make your
skid a
humor a
little
little
bit.
more accessible, Sam.
I will say that there is a song on here called "Show 'Em What You're Made Of," which is the name of a documentary that came out the same year that was about the guys. Which is actually, again, I've watched music documentaries on bands I don't like. It's actually a very good documentary. I think it's on Prime, but the premise of it is like all 5 of them go back to their respective hometowns and talk about where they were coming from. That I don't know, Richard. But what do I know? But that's the name of the album. I mean, the name of the documentary was called "Show 'Em What You're Made Of," and it's really good because one of them talks about like his father who died while he was like in California auditioning to be in the group, and that he had to fly back home really fast and be with his dad, and a couple of them had to deal with some family issues at home. It's really telling, and it shows them recording this album in the studio. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, again, I like the Backstreet Boys, and then this bonus edition has about 6 or 7 songs of them live in Japan, including a couple of their actual hits from the 90s. But I love me some boy bands. I mean, I could have pulled NSYNC too. I've got NSYNC, which, by the way, for those that are interested, with Justin Timberlake's new album, there's a second NSYNC single coming on that album. So that's 2 NSYNC songs in like 6 months. So pretty cool. It's the first
Who's
time.
better, NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys. And they're also
Why?
better harmonies. They can all sing. They were, for one thing, I don't think it was NSYNC's fault, but Backstreet Boys were allowed the opportunity for all 5 of them to sing solos in the songs, whereas NSYNC, it was pushing so much with Justin Timberlake and JC, the other singer. 2 of them, like Joey Fatone and Lance Bass, like I don't think really ever had a solo in the songs. And they were so far down in the mix that it was like NSYNC was about pushing Timberlake and JC for sure. Whereas the Backstreet Boys, they didn't have a full-on like star of the group. They had like the 3 main guys that sang, but the other 2 also sang quite a bit as well. So there we go.
I hate to ruin this by being serious for just a minute, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm flying this ship. People chuck a lot of shit at the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all that, but I can't help, and I don't know shit by them. I'm never going to listen to it, but I can't help but wonder. I mean, how's that really any different than something like the Temptations 30 years earlier, or
Right.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles? They're a bunch of guys that sing, and none of them play instruments. I don't know that it's really that much different. So I don't really know why people throw shade at it or go, "Oh, fuck, you like the Backstreet Boys." I
That's
don't
a
like
good
them.
point.
But
I mean, you can even throw the Spice Girls in there too.
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely. They're
it was
no
a-
different than, say, the Supremes. I'm not
Supremes.
judging the quality of the music. I'm just saying,
It was 4 people or 5 people, depending
Right.
on the band, that had songs that were written by them. I mean, they might have thrown in like a few words, like some of the songs, like their names are in it, and
Yeah.
they do. I mean, they'll play their own instruments from time to time, but again, they are like you said, like the Motown groups, like the whoever. They're coming together. They're produced with the pop sounds of the day.
sure.
Like Motown, like the big horns in the background. Some of the disco groups, they had like the funk sound to them, like the Spinners or any of those groups.
Yeah.
But the Backstreet Boys and the NSYNC, they were products of the time. They had the 90s, drum machine sounds and like the DJ, like the scratching records in the background, a little bit of hip hop thrown in there. But, again, they were of that time. And yeah, I mean, that's a good point. They can all sing fantastic. I mean, they can all harmonize. I mean, you can
Right.
watch videos of them doing like a cappella versions of their songs, and it's great. So there's definitely talent there. It comes down to if you want to hear that kind of pop music or not.
Yeah.
So with that, Alex, show us some Motown.
Nah.
Go
all right,
big on this one, Alex. Shock us.
Well, okay. Could I do a quick double hit?
Shock
Sure.
the monkey, Alex.
Yes.
Because I don't know, Rob. Rob, they're gonna be on your list. I'm sorry, Rob. I just struggle. Like, I love all these people, and I have no problem screaming it from the rooftops. And this is one of those artists. I fucking love ABBA. I really do. They're great. They're great.
I have
They're,
every ABBA album except the first one. I fucking love them.
yeah. I want to put that out there. They're great. It's just incredible. Just great pop music, great songs. Just great. So I actually showed this record a couple weeks ago. Maybe we did it for like the Valentine's Day show. But I want to give another shout out to these guys, simply because again, like they are viewed in sort of almost like a comedic fashion these days as just sort of generic bullshit pop music. But I will continuously stand by their first 4 records, and to me, this is their masterpiece. Jay already used masterpiece to describe something, so I'm going to do it too.
Yeah, that's wrong.
But this era, this is a perfect record to me, and they were a perfect band at this time, and that's Coldplay.
There you go.
You know, again, I don't go past Viva La Vida at all. They kind of lost me there. But at this point in the game, these guys were just great. I mean, it was
Nice job.
Trevor, I'm going to give you a star as well.
Give
Again,
him
I
a
don't know
wrench.
what that does.
fantastic. Sam, I know you like this record.
I'm going to make that into a T-shirt.
What I
Good call.
I think what I appreciate about the band, because at that time they were the band. I mean, now it just sort of feels like it's like they sort of went the way with like Chris Martin, the same way that like Adam Levine did with Maroon 5, right? Like, what was the record? Sam, I'm looking at you. Was it Songs About Jane or
Songs
whatever?
About Jane, which was actually kind of some soul-y kind of music.
Yeah, but they were a band, you know? It was like, oh, Maroon 5, it's a band. And now it's just kind of like,
It's Adam Levine with these other guys on stage with him while he they can press buttons to make the music.
right, exactly. And I feel like, Coldplay kind of went in a very similar direction in a lot of ways. But what I appreciated about this record specifically, that they pulled from their first record that I love, Parachutes, is there's a darkness with a lot of these songs before it just became like this bubblegummy whatever. Not bubblegum, that almost is too positive, right? But like Politic is just dark, right? That's what opens it up. And you're like, ooh, what am I listening to? Like, same thing. God Put a Smile Upon Your Face was just very dark. But you had the big hit with Clocks was huge. The Scientist was what I talked about before. But Green Eyes, amazing. Warning Sign, beautiful. Amsterdam, I've always loved. Like they were just so different then, and they changed a lot. But I still fully have pride, and I'll scream from the rooftops how much I love this era, the band. They've lost me over the past 4 or 5 records, whatever it was after what was it, Milo Xyloto that came after whatever. They just sort of lost me there. That's awesome.
I did like
I was gonna say I saw them on the Viva La Vida tour, and like incredible live. And I'm sure they're still great live. I'm sure it's still a spectacle.
It's still just the 4 of them. Yeah.
It was good stuff. And X and Y, that's a great record too. I mean, that's awesome.
I was gonna say I did enjoy their Everyday Life album. It was like kind of like they're dipping their toe into world's music. And I know Chris Martin, early on was always like, I want it to be Bono, I want it to be U2.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I appreciate about them is that they can do a show with just the 3 guys playing instruments and Chris Martin singing.
Yeah.
So and again they've stuck to their same 4 guys. Now probably 25. Close to 30 years now, getting close to it. So, I mean, that's just one of those like,
oh man,
if I saw that live, I would be in tears or Yellow or any of that.
Yeah, when I saw, I mean, again, they were incredible live, and for me, when I saw them, it was the first 4 records, right? That was all they played, so you got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there you go, Carly.
Probably, I mean, they would be one of the bands to do it. You know what I mean? Like that, they fully. I mean, they did sort of position themselves as like almost like more the modern day U2, right? Just in terms of, and I think intentionally so, but also just made sense. But
they're political and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Jason.
Jesus, Jay.
I heard all that. And I really love the fact that you brought them up because they are the band that everyone loves to hate. I think that's a perfect album. I think that's an amazing album. I heard Clocks for the first time watching it on Much Music there, Rob, and the music video for Clocks is them playing it at a concert, and I friggin' think like it's one of my favorite music videos ever. They got the piano and the lights and the full concert experience. Like I friggin' think that's an amazing song. And The Scientist, yeah, that's a friggin'
Does that one make you cry, Jason?
that's a pretty bad one, yeah.
Well, I know I mentioned last time you showed that record, Alex, and if you haven't listened to it yet, the Willie Nelson version of The Scientist is just gorgeous.
Holy
Wow.
shit, I didn't know he did that.
Oh,
wow.
Jason, if you want to cry even further,
I'm the friggin' loser crying guy in this stream.
because it's older Willie, you know, obviously.
We're depending on Sam for this one. Imagine dragging the. Okay, never mind.
I'm on top of the world, eh?
I could run and get some. My wife has one upstairs.
Oh boy.
We'll call
All right.
it Music Talk with John. He'll get some.
All right, fellas, take your pick. Do you want the cheesy movie soundtrack, or do you want the somewhat embarrassing album that is actually pretty awesome?
I want that one.
You want the somewhat embarrassing but a
It's
little
the
bit
same album.
No.
Nice.
This is a person that put out one of the greatest albums of the 90s. I love it. It's fantastic. Now I think they have made a mockery of themselves in their current incarnation. But that would be Coming Over by Shania Twain.
That's a great record.
It's
I love it.
Fantastic record. Not
It's a
really
Mutt Lange.
and that it's where I was going. It's brilliant because of Mutt Lange. It's not brilliant because of Shania Twain. So, I mean,
She's
she
great.
could sing. I think now she's, when she's doing this whole, it's a Vegas freak show now at this point. I mean, she comes out with like pink hair one song and a purple mohawk the next song, and it's just, it's too much show and not enough music. I don't,
Yeah.
whatever. It's
It's weird for her. Like, you anticipate that with like Lady Gaga or Madonna,
Right.
But you don't want that with Shania. Like,
right, because
Yeah.
she used to be, and I think now I'm not a psychologist. I should be, but I almost think that she's maybe coming to grips with the fact that she's not 25 or 30 anymore, but she's still trying to pretend that she is, and whatever. I'm not in her head. She's been through some shit. I mean, Mutt done her dirty, unfortunately. And that's a raw deal I wouldn't wish on anybody. But nevertheless, there was like 12 singles off of this album. It was an incredible album. It was all over the airwaves. I love it. I will, I spent a lot of time in my car, and there's days and it's just been a shit day at work. And I'm like, I need some good pick-me-up music. Great pick-me-up record. So
yeah.
That's a good topic for a video. What are the songs that just pick you up out of a funk no matter what?
yeah.
I
Like,
lied
I
by working on.
That's a great record, Rob. That's a good pick. I mean, she was, what was that, 97, 98?
Oh, I want to think it was before that, maybe 97. You're right, 97.
Okay. I mean, that was, I remember that, and like, God, probably not, well, maybe it was Dizzy Up the Girl. What was the Goo Goo Dolls record at that time?
Dizzy Up the Girl.
Oh,
It was, I mean, I remember like those two, like,
I have that. It's fantastic.
but like that was that was FM radio, like,
Right.
totally, right? Like, I mean, that type of stuff was what I grew up on.
Same here. It was all, I didn't listen to the radio, but Much Music. It was all over Much Music.
Yeah.
that's a good. I think we'll do it. Maybe I'll do a thread. I probably won't commit to this at all, but that'd be a great thread for the VC. Would be like 5 or 10 songs.
That's all right. Sam will steal it like he does every other idea.
Right, I'm writing it
Please
down
do
now.
it. Yeah.
Or we could make it. Or we
5
could make
10
it a
pick-me-up
discussion.
songs. Your best 5 or 10 pick me up songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I did my Bob Seger video. Rambling Gambling Man is like the perfect example, and I put it on yesterday. I was in a shit mood, and I put that on. I'm like, hell yeah, this is drawing me right out of a shit mood instantaneously.
It scratched you right where you itched.
It
And
did.
Dan, that's from her album before that, Woman in Me, which I also have, which is also a great record because of Mutt Lange. Here's some other. Here we go. Drops of Jupiter, Jason. Yeah.
Tell me.
Matchbox 20.
20.
Oh fuck.
I like Rob Thomas.
I like
Why?
the one song he did with Santana.
Nah, see, that one can take a
that's the
hike.
reason I don't like Rob Thomas.
Yeah, that one can take a hike. I've heard that song a million times in my life.
That to me, like, and I appreciate who doesn't like Carlos Santana, at least respect the guy for sure. But when that song came out, I think if I had to list my top 5 most overplayed songs, that is number 1. Smooth. And I was like, I felt so bad because Rob can sing and obviously Carlos can play, and they just
This life ain't good enough.
thank you. That's enough.
My world can live. We skipped the same part and came back at the same time. You fool.
We need to do a bad karaoke episode.
Oh, Christ, that was close. I almost spit
That
over
is
the
gold. he's having a heart attack on camera.
That's not funny, Sam.
All right, we can do another round. We still got a half an hour.
Yeah,
Jason, you gotta have something
All right.
else in there.
Okay, so here's what I did. When I left the screen, Rob, I did this for you.
Okay.
Now I went upstairs into the CD cassette cabinet. And
Now we're talking.
I found some things that aren't
Good.
technically mine, but they would definitely meet. So it doesn't really meet the criteria because I don't listen to them. But things in my house that are embarrassing that they're here, and I don't even know
I'm gonna
how
full screen.
It's a
on this
picture
one.
of it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't even know how they. I honestly don't even know how some of these got here. Well, I know one of them how they got here, but here we
How'd
go.
that
So,
get there?
so this is probably the most respectable of the little stack I have here. I'll show all of them here. And Rob, Canadian artist. You know who that is, don't you?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yes.
Sarah McLachlan's
Yes.
Afterglow, which I think who just reissued this. I don't know if it wasn't Acoustic Sound. Someone did a reissue of Afterglow, which is probably her biggest, most popular album. I had a girlfriend in high school. This was like her number 1 favorite artist, and
That's like
So
early.
I
That's like early '90s, isn't it?
this is 2003.
Oh shit!
2003.
Okay.
This is one of her later stuff. I forget her first one. Oh, Fumbling Towards Ecstasy. I think
Fumbling
was one
Towards
of her
Ecstasy.
first-
That just got
Yeah.
reissued.
Yeah, so this is this is not the I Will Remember You one.
Do me a favor, flip that open and see the musicians that play on there. See if Luke
Okay.
Doucette's on that album.
Oh, you're right. That's
From
right,
Whitehorse.
Rob. Right. Okay, hold on a second. All right,
I don't know
here
if
we
he
go.
played in her studio band, but he's been in her touring band for like 25 years.
No, he's not mentioned here. But
Okay.
nonetheless, so there's one. There's Sarah McLachlan, Canadian artist, female vocalist, started that group, that tour called Lilith Fair,
Lilith
which
Fair.
is a huge.
I don't think
yeah,
there's anything to be embarrassed about. It's chick music, I guess you
Yeah.
could say, but
I just never listened to it, and
she's
I
a
do
regarded
respect her.
songwriter. So
She's from my hometown of Halifax. In fact, interesting story about Sarah McLachlan. She was like anyone that's Canadian that's watching this knows her. She was a huge name. She started this, North American tour called Lilith Fair, which was super cool and all the power to her. But she would not come back and play her hometown of Halifax simply because she was so bullied in high school. She hated her hometown that much that she would not come back to play it. I don't even know if she ever did ever since, but
Because of all the
that was the
animals
thing.
she tortured, or
because she didn't like her hair. People didn't like her hair, and they called her Medusa because of her hair.
that's a
is the
great
story.
name.
Yeah. Sexy
Huh.
Medusa. Yeah. Anyway, another one for you. Why is this in my house? I don't know where it came from. I'm thinking I stole it from my sister way back when, or somehow she snuck it into a moving box.
oh boy,
They have a new album coming out.
are you
So
buying
really?
it? Sam?
First in 15 years. Yep.
Oh my God. Step by step. Ooh, baby. Another one for you. Why is this here? I don't know why this is here, but there's a great little Seinfeld reference with this artist.
Oh God,
Bette Midler. Rochelle.
Erotic Journey from Milan to Minsk. And finally, another one that's Canadian that everyone knows, that no one listens to, and she's annoying as hell, and that is this woman here with this seductive
Oh.
pose.
Oh, come on. She's great. I saw her live. And she's
Why?
sick, man. Don't pile it on her now. She's in a tough place.
there is some embarrassing stuff in my house. Currently not listening to. That should hopefully appease Rob a little bit there.
There you go. That's much better. That's much better. That's in the spirit of the night. So.
I love Celine Dion, man. I saw her at Caesar's Palace in Vegas back in like 11 or so. She was great, man. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. Oh man,
Piggy, that's Piggy.
I was hoping you'd sing "My Heart Will Go On," but
sir, it's too early for that.
all right, that's the after show. I got a few more PBRs in you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that comment by Morton there. Bullies with a knowledge of Greek mythology.
I haven't seen Morton in a
Nice
while.
job.
Don't give up on yourself.
There comes a moment, baby, 'cause that's no.
Prelude and Dion.
Dan's point's good. He goes, "These artists are the guilty ones, not us poor guys." There you go.
God bless everybody in the peanut gallery for staying
Sticking
with
this out.
All right,
Yeah.
Sam.
Dan. It's funny, Dan, talking about Jack Johnson. I actually just listened to Jack Johnson today. Almost told him, but decided to leave him.
Making banana pancakes and pretend like it's the weekend.
I had a roommate, and all he played was Jack Johnson. And if I ever hear another Jack Johnson song, I'm going to rip my freaking ears off.
Oh, well, let's see it.
No.
Always better when we're together.
I've never heard him go that baritone, but this is an
Saw him
album.
live twice.
I would love to see him, Mr. Hawaii. This is an album. I kind of teased it earlier. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier too. This is an album that I have. This goes in the line of it's not a guilty pleasure. I'm more guilty that I have it. It's not one of those things that I'm like, I really wow, look at the Teddy Grahams making an appearance. Nothing like a bear with a belly button.
He was without internet for 17 hours. Let the man do what he needs to do, man.
Let me eat my goddamn Teddy Grahams, man.
Wow. This is an
Those
album.
were airport Teddy Grahams from Las Vegas last week.
Flying high, Rob. This is an album that I've listened to one time. I will only listen to it one time. I probably will never listen to it again. This is the only reason I have this album is because I'm a completist for this artist. And again, I'm guilty for even having it and putting money that way. And that is the abominable "What's It Gonna Take" by Van Morrison. Up until this album, in my opinion, Van Morrison never released a terrible album or a bad album. He got a lot of flack in the 80s because all this stuff is the same. He kind of got spiritual and very a lot of poetry, a lot of references to literature and William Blake and all that stuff. And then he did a few covers albums in the mid aughts. He did jazz. He did a blues album. He kind of did a crooner album with a few originals. And then he put this one out, and I'm not gonna make this a political stream or anything like that because that's not what we do here. But this album came out in 2022, so this came out 2 years after this big pandemic that we had in the world. And Van Morrison wasn't a fan of a lot of things, and he lets you know about it on this album. And look. It is okay. It is beyond okay to state your opinions and this and that. But when you essentially have a concept album of just being grumpy and mean and not caring about people, that's when it
You
gets
have Alex's autobiography.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's the name of his second channel coming up, ladies and gentlemen. But here's some song titles for you. We have a song called "Fodder for the Masses." We have a song called "Sometimes It's Just Blah Blah Blah." We have one called "Nervous Breakdown." We have one called "Money from America." So this and this and that and all that stuff. But I've listened to it once. I'll never listen to it again. I have it. Very cool album cover. I love the album cover. Kind of like the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers is kind of what it was going for. But other than that, yeah, there's that. So guilty for having it, but I don't care for it. So why don't you put some more Teddy Grahams in before you talk, Rob?
It's Alex's turn to talk.
Oh, that's our bet, of course.
But
All right, I'll go.
but there's the navel. What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right. This was one of the last. What the?
Indiana Jones.
Alex, please talk.
Dr. Jones?
Someone say something.
Oh,
Someone
someone
say-
should have Aqua. Speaking of Dr. Jones.
What's the
Okay.
Peanut
This is,
Gallery's favorite album?
this is for Sam because my guilty pleasures are just Sam's favorite artists. So hold on, let me pour this beer. Okay. There is nothing in this genre of music that I like. They are one of a kind for me. I used to hate this band when I was in grad school, undergrad and grad school. My roommates would listen to these thoughts all the time, and I was like, "Turn that trash off!" This whiny ass, like just nonsense. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And they were just the band group, whatever, that I love to hate for the longest time. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if I heard like one song and it clicked, but I slowly started getting into them, and I was like, you know what?
You got Stockholm syndrome.
That's a good, yeah. That's a great. And then I got a chance to see them live, and I was like, damn, I might actually like these guys. I don't have a lot of their stuff. In fact, this is the only thing I have from them, but that's okay. But I'm talking about one of Sam's favorite bands of all time, and I'm talking about Death Cab for Cutie.
I need you
Yes,
so
that's a
much
wicked
closer.
There's nothing within this sort of family, whatever you would want to call it, that I'm into. Nothing. And again, like I remember hearing the irony is that I probably heard more of the Postal Service than I did of Death Cab at that time, and I was just like, this guy's voice just drives me insane. I couldn't stand Ben's voice. But at some point, I was listening to this and Transatlanticism, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm appreciating what's going on here. Still to this day, those are the only two records I really want. I don't really connect with the rest of the stuff.
Narrow Stairs is pretty good. Just saying.
I will.
Yeah,
follow
I've heard,
to the
I've
dark
heard
side.
that. I've listened to it. It's fine. I've listened to the other records. Those are the two that have like stood out for me. But truthfully, and this is probably like he heard the big single and then he crossed him over. But at some point I heard I Will Follow You Into the Dark, and it like changed my mind. It just changed everything. I was like, what?
Talk about that song too much.
Oh.
Jason's eyes are misty.
I was like, what a just perfectly like what a beautiful, beautiful song.
Song about death.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, a song about death.
Rocker,
It's
I'll
like
follow
it's
you
not even a
into
song
the
about
dark.
death. It's like a song about death and purgatory. It's like
Well said.
it's like not
Oh,
only
man.
did you die, we don't know where you're going.
Richard,
But
Transatlantic
and
is
again, I got a
awesome.
chance to see them live a couple years ago, and
That's cool.
Ben's voice sounds amazing. Sam, I think I was probably telling you before, but a couple buddies of mine really love Death Cab, and so Death Cab and the Postal Service are playing together here down the street in a couple months or weeks or something. I don't know when it is, but we might go to that.
You should definitely go.
Which, okay, if you don't know, like Ben Gibbard's in the Postal Service, which was funny because that was like the side project, but then they blew up because of their Such Great Heights or whatever the song was. I mean,
Yeah.
they completely blew up, and now it's funny because I think they're the headliners. It's just a weird thing. So
What's cool about the Postal Service is that they released just the one album. They were more like a synthy kind of thing, and they released that album the same year that Transatlanticism came out, because they're both celebrating the 20th. So Gibbard put out like two of his biggest things in the same year. So he was on fire writing.
okay, do you remember, Sam? You probably like Owl City.
No, I don't, but
Whatever, Sam. I was watching one of your streams the other week, and you were playing Fireflies or whatever, and But
No.
here's the thing. But Rob, there's a Rob reference here in this comment. Was the Owl City's a guy? Owl City's like the nickname for the guy.
Yeah.
But the guy, that is what Taylor Swift's Enchanted is about.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep, was the clown from Owl City.
Now I know.
Please don't be in love with someone else.
I'd like to make myself believe.
Yeah, and I'm the trash. And I'm the slime.
So yeah, that's a good pick. Brothers on a Hotel Bed is just a fantastic tune.
so good.
That's another sad song that Jason needs to listen to.
I know that
yeah.
album very well. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm all in on like again. It's for me. It's like the hits are great. You know what I mean? I think as like a casual fan, we do love the hits. But like Soul Meets Body is just so good too. I mean, all that kind of stuff. I dig it.
Marching Bands of Manhattan.
So good. They typically they've been closing with that. So.
Sorrow fills your heart through a pinhole. All right, Rob.
All right. Last one I pulled. I'm not a soundtrack guy. I have very, very few soundtracks. I'm also not a guy that likes musicals. I think they're schmaltzy for the most part. So it's funny that I should have the soundtrack to a musical that I also happen to think is probably, and a lot of people love it, but I think the worst goddamn movie ever made. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No.
Here's the thing. I hate the movie. It's stupid.
He's going.
Bye, Alex. Love the soundtrack. I mean, how can you not like The Time Warp? What a hell of a goddamn great song. I mean, everything on this soundtrack is bloody fantastic. I love it. But I hate the movie. I'm not a soundtrack guy, and I'm not a big fan of musicals, but damn it. I love me some Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack.
Yeah,
Alex
that's
is
a
a good-
great pick.
Alex is a good Tim Curry.
That frightens me. Well, I'm glad he's going to your house, Sam.
Yes. So he thinks.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah, that's a great pick, Rob. Well, equally, I love the soundtrack and I love the movie. I mean, it's just stupid as hell, but
Oh, it's stupid. Yeah.
But besides Meatloaf,
Meatloaf's awesome.
he makes a great appearance. But oh man, yeah. I always love like my favorite is that opening bit with the lips.
Yep. Trevor wants to know how I saw it. Trevor, it doesn't make any difference. It's still shit.
No, because if you would have saw it in like on like stage, you would have gotten up and done the time warp with all the hippies.
Oh, hell yeah, I would have done the time warp. You're damn right. I probably did the time warp when I saw it on TV, but it's still a stupid movie. And how awesome the time warp is still doesn't change how stupid the movie is.
Sam, we're gonna watch that when I'm there because Rocky Horror. I would bet you $1 million that Rocky Horror has been outlawed in Southwest Virginia. Just knowing like where you're at, like they're gonna be like Robert E. Lee, Rocky Horror. These two are not combining. No, so, like we're gonna break the law and we're watching.
What's
Rocky
funny is our local town of like theater players, like they've done Rocky Horror several times.
Well, and that's like ongoing tradition. A lot of local theaters would do it in October as like the Halloween tradition.
Yeah.
And it's just such a fun time. It's so fun. We're going.
What you don't know, Alex, is in Sam's hometown, John Lithgow outlawed dancing until Kevin Bacon showed up. So
wasn't that Lake Lure in North Carolina?
Who knows?
Sam?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Wait. No, Dirty Dance. You talking about Dirty Dancing or Footloose?
No, Footloose.
Because Dirty Dancing was filmed in near Blacksburg in Virginia.
I might be talking about Footloose.
Okay, Richard. Rob would rather do a grease. Hold that thought, Richard.
Grease is the word.
Go make a cream.
It's the word.
Rob's going to get greasy. I'm probably grabbing the
PBR.
Greasy bastard.
Richard, this is a controversial hot take. I wish I had some Concert Buddy oven mitts. I hate Grease. Hate it, hate it, hate it. However, I love Grease too.
What?
Oh no.
I'm sorry, but Michelle Pfeiffer singing Cool Rider. I need a minute, boys. Hold on a second.
No, Rob, you can't judge the quality of movies based
Oh.
on how many times you shoot spider webs across your living
I'm
room.
back now.
You're like,
I'm not kidding if I say I've seen this movie 100 times. I should have showed this as a musical play. I never thought of it. I love Grease too. I think it is awesome.
Shoots fire.
Michelle Pfeiffer is hot as hell in this movie.
was she in the Pelican Brief?
I don't know.
Okay.
She was in his brief.
I've never seen Risky Business. Yes, Richard. Grease flipping too. I'm on an island. Long as Michelle Pfeiffer's there, I'm all right.
Oh gosh.
Man.
I don't know where we go from here, fellas. We have 15 minutes left.
We talked about Grease 2 and Dixon Ticonderogas. That's a stream.
Yes, it is stupid. Grease 2 makes way more sense. Oh, teenage love.
Teenage Wasteland.
Oh, see, look at here. Oh, hold on.
Look at here.
Normally, Carly's in my corner, but I guess I've taken one guilty pleasure too far.
Yeah, I don't know anything, but I've never heard anyone praise Grease 2 except for right now.
No, it's universally hated as a horrible movie, but I like it.
Mm.
Yeah, but Rob, what's better? Grease 2 or Taylor Swift's star performance in Cats?
What would Glenn have picked
Can
tonight?
I
What
answer
about
that
Glenn?
without talking about buttholes?
Oh dear Lord.
I don't know. Can you?
Well, there's long rumored to be the butthole cut of that movie where because this is just internet fodder, but there's a rumor that they in post production they had put buttholes on all the cats, and I guess in post production they had to remove them. So I'm like, are we talking Taylor Swift's performance with the digital cat butthole or not? I can't make that assumption without knowing that piece.
So
of
you're
information.
saying if there was a digital cat butthole on Taylor Swift, that Cats would be better than Grease 2?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to factor that into the equation.
Oh my word.
I would still take Grease too.
Okay,
Where
that's
are we going? Where are we going?
I just needed to dirty it up a little bit.
Because if you get that, then you also get James Corden too.
Ooh,
So tit for cat. If you know. What I mean.
and I have never seen Cats, nor will I ever see Cats. I mean, I like me some Taylor Swift. Not happening.
Meowskers.
I heard.
I like Dan's question. What would Glenn have picked tonight? Let's talk about.
Oh, Glenn would.
What
What would have Glenn picked?
what's Glenn's guilty pleasure?
I know what I'd like to make Glenn listen to: some ABBA and some Meatloaf.
I know Glenn met the Backstreet Boys, and he said that they were very nice. Like they got to meet his daughter. Like they were staying at the same hotel, and like they always took a picture or something. He said they were all super nice. I don't know what's in his collection that he would. That's
I
tough.
guess he wouldn't show it. I guess we wouldn't really know. I guess.
Harley, that should be I should make that another T-shirt. Can't tell.
Nicely done, Carly.
Oh gosh, that's the
Oh,
OnlyFans merch.
Yeah. Only.
Oh man.
No,
Well, shoot, boys.
God. All right. Well,
We got 12 minutes, guys. Are we wrapping this up early tonight or what?
Kansas from Glenn. Yeah.
no Kansas from Glenn. Yeah, somebody.
Well,
else.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dan. Okay, wait a minute. Like, let's talk to our people here. Dan, what is a guilty pleasure in your collection? Trevor, you're still here. Richard, you're still here. Why don't
Carly.
you fire up some comments here?
Yeah.
What is in your collection that
Wow.
that would meet this criteria?
And answer it without buttholes.
Oh gosh.
I want to know
Impossible.
what they're thinking. We can't be
Baseball
alone.
predictions. They're going to suck.
Are they really, Rob? Are they going to suck?
Yep.
I really wanted to get into baseball again this year. I haven't been into it.
Here's
since
why
I
we're
was,
going
like,
to
since
suck.
they
We,
won.
we signed nobody in the offseason except for Justin Turner, which I think was a great signing. We didn't solve our offense problem. We have 4 starters we can rely on. Manoah is still a dumpster fire. I think we should ditch him, and we should have ditched him. So we have a 4-man starting rotation. Who the hell knows who we're going to pick up as our 5th? We don't have the offense that we need.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is horrible.
It's not looking good. I mean, we've shit the bed in spring training, but we're not playing we're playing all of our AAA guys, so it's not surprising that we're losing. But I predict now that in the East we're going to finish 3rd, maybe 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go,
Give me
Trevor.
Okay, here Trevor's got a good one here. All right.
Hold on.
There you
Go down the list here. Time to bring up the Village people. Eeh.
go.
That's off topic, Cardboard Head Guy. We'll get back to that one of these days. No guilt, but have lots of Barbra Streisand and Tom Jones.
So great voices. Tom Jones is like, God, there's a powerful friggin' voice and just the total ladies' man of like the lounge club circuit. Like Tom Jones is probably the Wilt Chamberlain of friggin' musicians.
That's a really, really good comparison there.
That's a
Jason.
good Seinfeld reference.
Yes.
Talking about Wilt Chamberlain. Talking about the ass man.
Yeah.
You got that straight?
Proctology.
Carly says she got a production of Richard III. I mean, is that a bear? That's not a. Come on, Alex. It's your sister. You got.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Who's Dick the 3? I don't know.
D3.
Growing up, she surely had to listen to something stupid.
Dan.
D3 was the worst Mighty Ducks.
There's your guilty pleasure. I like that one the best.
Yeah.
I know Mike at Hub Tunes is a diehard Gary Newman fan, which is interesting.
Yeah, but Gary Newman, I mean, he really did become a huge influence in like post-punk and industrial music. I mean, like he really was. I mean, a lot of us know him from like what Cars, but like there was so much more than that.
Cardboard Head Guy, I'm calling you out, man. What do you got there? What is in that collection of yours that's
Yeah.
a
Show
little
tell us
embarrassing?
something.
You're
Look
like
at this.
our
Dan's
number one
pulling out
fan
the
here.
air supply. Look at that.
Yeah.
Carly has exclusively stupid records.
Okay, I've sent you like half of those.
Evanescence.
Oh boy.
All about that.
Oh wow.
I don't know what's gonna be better, the Evanescence record, Sam, or the Motley Crue record.
Yeah, I've got Dr. Feelgood now in my quarters.
Yeah, more like Dr. Feel Bad.
Yeah, that's on my welcome mat at my door when Alex gets here.
Yeah, it's good.
Tom Jones does still sound good though.
He does.
That dude's like 81, 82.
Is he that old? Holy shit.
Yeah, he's I think he's around Dylan's age, Bob Dylan. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and highlight Dan's comment.
Which one here?
Oh
The
my
one with-
word.
Okay, what a great joke that is. That is one of the best stupid jokes I've ever seen in my life, Dan.
Peter at Set Terra.
Oh man, that's so good.
That's a channel name right there.
Yeah.
My dad likes England Dan and John Ford Coley.
I got to show this one. Richard, my man, he's got the same Partridge Family record.
Oh man, right on.
There we go.
Okay.
Biggest part of Cardboard Head
Flo
Guys
and
collection is
Eddie.
25 albums of the Turtles, Flo and Eddie, 18 EPs, 5 books, and a few memorabilia.
Good
Well, there you
night.
go. Oh, look at this. Corey
Oh, my.
Hart.
Boy, Hart. Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Was that
I
sunglasses?
wear
at night
my
guy?
sunglasses at night. So
He's still out touring Canada every year.
there's a lot of people touring like that are just like, wash ups in a sense, and they just do whatever the hell they do all
Oh.
the smaller venues and they tour together as a group.
The women still go nuts for Corey Hart. Like it's insane. Whatever.
He's a good looking man.
I'll
Okay.
have what he's having.
I mean, he's no Jason Arsenault, but what are you gonna do?
Who is?
Carly's got Jump Up by Elton John. There you go. That's there you go.
Well, yeah. Carly, we also had Carly had a phase. It still might be an ongoing phase that she's collecting every Elton John record, and unfortunately, that means it also includes all the '80s ones.
Carly, I just listened to one of the CDs that Steve gave me. For those that follow me on the Soch, it was the album that Bernie Taupin did called Tribe
Oh, with the mullet.
from 1987. He's dressed like a Native American, which seems like appropriation, but I don't know that Bernie Taupin has any, of that affiliation. But Elton sings on the third song, which is called Citizen Jane. Not a bad song, but it's interesting to hear Elton singing back up to Bernie Taupin.
It's not a bad song. It's not a good one either.
No, it's not. It's not good by a little bit.
From your point earlier, Alex, it's not half bad. It's all bad.
Bob, did you order this edition of Pet Sounds that just came out?
I didn't know there was one. What is it?
It's the RSD Essential Edition.
What's on it?
Nothing special. It's just on this like cool like Coke bottle,
Ooh.
green. I wish it was. I mean, it's an expensive record. The only other RSD, because like it's essentially what it is it's put out monthly by the RSD.
Right.
Like I have Big Stars #1 record is another one that I have from this collection. It's a $40 record, and there's nothing extra. There's not even a booklet. There's and I didn't realize that when I bought it.
Yeah. I think for that reason I'd skip it. It looks cool though.
It's cool. I mean, it sounds pretty good, but it doesn't have like any of the bonus cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly why it was so expensive. I don't have any copies of it.
Really, that's your only one?
No. Well, I have a CD, but like this is my favorite record of all time, and I've always been looking for a copy. Originals are so expensive. I know that they said the best one is the twofer with Carl and the Passions, which is impossible to find too.
I'm fortunate. The copy I have, my dad bought it the day it came out.
Oh, really?
And it's in really. There's not even ringware on the cover.
The day it came out, my favorite album of all time. It's also my birthday.
Ooh.
May 16th, 1966. Yeah.
Well, you look great for 66.
I was gonna say you were born in 1960.
Well done, Rob.
Well, not quite that
That's
old, but
good.
66 is 50.
I need like a whole sound effect thing. You need a rim shot
what's
for that
sound
one.
effect thing?
You need like a tugboat whistle for that one. Wah, wah. It was very similar to a foghorn whistle there, Alex.
I'll say it whistle.
Boy. The Hudson Brothers.
Come on.
The Sweeter Beatles. Well,
All right, boys, let's go around the horn. Jason, you put up a new video apparently.
dang. Rob hasn't watched it yet.
That's fine. I
told you I'm going to leave a
do
comment that says, "Great job, pal."
That's what you always say, and I love it. I appreciate the support.
I normally watch it, but this time I'm not even going to watch. I'm just going to comment. I'm not going to watch it though.
Yeah, I did a video. Anyone out there watching? I did a video on Bob Seger, and I kind of feel like he is an artist that when you start collecting records, you just grab whatever's out there. And there was a lot of Bob out there, and so I grabbed a few Bob Seger albums very early on, and I quickly realized that there was a lot more to him than just the hits. So I just, I have 6 albums of this guy. And so I decided to do a bit of a deep dive into him. It was a lot of fun to do it. And I really, not that I give a shit about how many views and all that stuff, but I actually, I took a lot of time. I took a whole week to listen to every album, start to finish. Thank you.
Great job, pal. Okay.
Awesome.
Good job, guy.
Video if you want, whatever. Bob Seger, I got to say, I'll take this moment to say, Bob Seger's earliest stuff, like The Last Herd and that first Bob Seger System, those are like some of my favorite albums I own. The Bob Seger System debut album, incredible stuff.
If you like Bob Seger, I might recommend this album. He plays on it.
Bob's, you know what? When I was doing all the research for that video and learning about it, I think I was like, it was so cringy. I think Kid Rock did the intro to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for Bob Seger. And I just, my soul got crushed a little bit there.
Sure. As it should.
Yes. Nonetheless, it was an interesting deep dive for me. But what's up next? I have no idea. I think I'm tapped out for another year of videos, but yeah, whatever.
Alex, what's happening? What you got going on? What you got coming up? What'd you do?
Yeah, I just posted a video right before the chat, which was a response to or a contest entry, I guess.
I'm going to comment and say, good job, pal.
That's all I ask, man. For
Thanks, Dan.
Chris at Record Talk,
right, yeah.
is
Jackie
celebrating 3 years, entering like 3 years in the
Yep.
community, and then he posted like the contest around leap day of leap year. So it was sort of like some fun like leap year type of fact. So that just posted. There's some other stuff that I need to do. I've been putting off a lot of stuff as I've joked with somebody earlier, the honeymoon phase might be over. I was like, you got a good like 4 or 5 months in from me, and now I'm like, Jesus. So I got to get back to it, but I will say I have some, I think, exciting things on the horizon. Sam, Jason, I mean, you both know this, but the interview is happening tomorrow, so that came up really quickly. But Rob, I'm not sharing this publicly. I'll send it in the chat, but I don't know. I guess I'm like entering like the interview stage of my YouTube career. So
The black collar.
yeah,
As we're apt to do.
Yeah. So that'll be really cool. That's happening tomorrow. So should be posting in the next like couple weeks, which will include. I'll put this out there that I'm interviewing somebody, which will include a we'll call it a giveaway. That'll be a gift card to a record store sort of thing. So yeah, that'll be coming here in the next couple weeks, probably posting, and and then just some other stuff. Lots of ideas. I just gotta do them, Giggity.
Okay, can I ask you a question that won't interfere with any videos? I don't think, but can you tell me how you acquired that Melting Pot album, Booker T and the MGs?
Yeah, that was a part of that when I was at NTX Vinyl.
Really?
That was like he has like a big clearance section of just cheap records, and that was in there. So
oh my god, what a wicked album, eh? Like that is so good.
Yeah.
I need to own it. I only streamed it so far, but yeah. Anyway,
John,
that was awesome.
John just saw Bob Dylan.
holy shit, nice
There you
job, John.
Sam, what's cooking?
I just last night I recorded the beginning of a new series. It's going to be on Massey's main entertainment channel. It's going to be me, Brian Massey, Doc. That's what he goes by. He doesn't have a channel. Uncle Randy Nelson and Rich Strickler. We're ranking. Well, we're doing like a March Madness kind of bracket where we're taking essentially some of the best-selling albums of the 70s, the 64 best-selling albums of the 70s. There's a few stipulations to it that Brian explains in the video. It should be posting in the next couple of days. Well, it should be posting over the weekend. I think he said he was going to be editing it. But essentially, we went through the first two divisions of 64, like March Madness style, and we all voted on which album beat this album. Like he's got it seeded like a 1 versus a 16. It's crazy. He's going to split up this video into 2 parts. And this series should be going through probably mid-April on Massey's channel. I'll be sharing it on my page and everything. So that was fun to do last night. Like I said, he's probably going to do the editing this weekend. As I mentioned last week, I did a video with Rich Strickler. We talked about Hotel California by the Eagles. That's on Rich's channel. I just posted a couple days ago my February music finds. I've been trying to hold off a little bit with the spending. So it was combined CD and vinyl. I haven't done that in almost 2 years. But I only had 2 or 3 CDs and about 5 pieces of vinyl that I showed. And I have a couple of potential exciting interviews on the horizon as well, which are not 100% set in stone, but the wheels are turning on a couple of things that I'm excited to announce when they do arise. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And then, I'll do this chat with you boys all the time. So that's always there.
Nice job.
And I'll be down in the Southwest VA with
about less than 2 weeks.
God, it is like 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a week. It'll be a week from Friday, right?
2 weeks from Friday.
Oh yeah. Well,
No, a week from Friday.
No.
today's the 6th.
Today's the 6th. I will be down there on the 22nd.
Yeah, it'll be the 22nd.
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Right.
We do
Rob,
math.
what about you? Come on,
What
Rob.
about me? Last night I was on the live stream that Joe over at Racer Records does. You know, the one he talks about. Alex and I were on the premiere episode. He does a
Inaugural.
weekly, the inaugural. He does I think he goes, "Hey, I've seen these guys." I think that's what he calls it, and it's talking about bands you've seen in concert. And Joe and I talked about U2, and my best friend Blake, who is not on YouTube, but he had just saw U2 at the Sphere. He joined us, so the three of us talked about U2 concerts we've been to for an hour. So that was fun. And I missed my time slot on the Vinyl Community podcast last week because Sam and I couldn't coordinate our schedules. So at the last minute, I roped Joe in, and Joe and I did a very quick episode. No, the regular length, but we did it in short order about box sets and their necessity versus their frivolity, I guess. And that went live on the podcast this morning. So wherever you get your podcasts, take a look for that. The video will be up on my channel on Saturday. So the hell are you laughing at? What I missed?
I don't know.
the name of the commenter.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's messy.
Should we highlight that one?
All right, boys. That'll do it.
Check, please.
Oh, gosh.
All right, everybody. That's it for tonight. Watch and subscribe to Jason Arsenault, Alex Beer and Vinyl, Sam St. John. Alex, are you doing an after show tonight?
I am not. No, sir.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
So those of you waiting for that, you will have to wait till next week, maybe. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks, guys. As always, it's been fun. See you guys next Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody.
Cheers,
See
y'all.
ya.